Hey guys, Fossil here, and welcome back to another NBA 2K21 Best Builds video. Today I've got another banger for you guys, and it's going to be the best big man in NBA 2K21. And as you can see, yes, it is going to be that power forward position. Like I said, most builds this year are going to be either point guards or power forwards to get the best build. Now, this is going to be your Shaquille O'Neal, your Dwight Howard, any inside big build. Referencing some Lakers players. Yes, I am a Lakers fan. We're going to jump straight into the build. I'm not going to mess around for too long. I don't want this video to be as long as my previous videos, so I'm going to jump straight into it. And once again, we're going to come all the way down. And yes, for the third time in a row, it is going to be the pure defensive pie. Defense is super overpowered from what I've seen so far in NBA 2K21, so you've got to utilize that. Yes, it is a big man, but as usual, I like speed and acceleration because I want this to be quick on defense as well, and I'm going to explain why I want to go the speed pie. Now, to the skill breakdown, I'm going to set this out quickly, and then I'll explain why I've done this. So we're going to go with shot close maxed, driving layup maxed, driving dunk maxed. So if I actually maxed everything, I get 18 finishing, and this is what a lot of people are doing on their builds. But the way I want to use this build, some people might want a post hook, but I don't want post hook. I'm going to go with 16, and I can also take, I believe, 1 off shot close. We'll stay with 16 because I want to have some playmaking as well, which a lot of people neglect. I'm going to max all the defense really quickly. Now the defensive stats are just insane, and once we adjust the height, they get even better. We've got 72 attribute points left. Now, like I said, I want to cater to the park community and the pro community. I love to play park, don't get me wrong, and I also love to compete in Pro-Am too. So I want to be able to use this build in both situations. I don't want to have a separate build to play on the 2s and the 3s, and then another build for Pro-Am. I want to use the exact same build, save some VC, save your money, and just make the one build that caters to all game modes. So you can make it as a shooter as well. Like I've showed you in the Pure Lock video that I posted a couple of days ago, you can get up to 6 shooting badges on this build if you like. But for this one, we're not going to go with shooting, but we are going to upgrade a little bit of free throw to about a 70. I think it goes to 69. And then it'll get to 70 once we adjust the height. So we want to max the pass accuracy. We want to max the ball handle. Now this is exactly how I wanted it. Post moves now, we're going to put 3 in there total to get 3 playmaking badges. 16 finishing, that is more than enough. We get gold finishing badges, Hoff defensive. I want free throw because if I get fouled and go to the free throw line in Pro-Am, I want to be able to knock them down. I want to be leaving any free points out there because I didn't upgrade my free throw. A lot of people neglect the free throw because they only play park. But then you can't take this to Pro-Am, get fouled, you're going to miss them all. So, and also the Rec Center too. I know some of you guys don't play Pro-Am as well, but the Rec Center too. Some people play Rec as well. So 3 playmaking, and the reason why I want playmaking in this build is not to get break starter, because I don't need break starter because I've got my max pass accuracy to throw on the 5v5 squad. On the 3v3, you don't really need pass accuracy because it's a lot shorter. 2s, obviously, you don't need it. But I told you, this is for all game modes. Now, I want quick first step gold. So with the overpowered hop steps in this game and in 2K20, quick first step gold plus the hop step is going to be very hard to be stopped inside. Now, that gives us the 3 badges. We got a bit of ball handle as well. And like I said, we don't need like the needle thread or the fast break too. But the ball handle will help too, because a lot of centers, they have no ball handle. The second you get bumped, you pick up the ball or you just get it slapped out of your hand. At least here, they won't be able to like dribble with any pro moves or anything, but at least they can, manage to maneuver around their opponent and score the easy dunk. So this is what we're going to do for the breakdown. Look at the speed on this build. You think this speed's pretty decent for a center? Just wait until I adjust the height. So, as per usual, I love build. Now this is actually at a 6'9", and last year, the 6'9" build was the most popular height for the shooters, and then for the insides towards the back end of the year as well. And if I go 6'9", I do get contact dunks once I maximize the arms. But call me crazy, but I'm actually going to go with 6'8". Now this year, I'm telling you, 6'8" centers. Everyone's going to be running these builds. There will be people in the park that bring out your 7'3", there always are. When you go into the competitive scene, people will be using 6'8", so you're not going to be undersized. Now trust me on this one. So we've got an 84 driving dunk now. That gives us the pro contact pro contact dunks. But we're gonna check the height here. So we wanna keep it probably around the default. Now for me, I'm gonna go, if you go down 1, you get the driving dunk up. So you go 231. You lose 1 strength when you go 230. So 231 gives us 1 extra driving dunk. Now the reason why I don't want to go max weight, like all the people do on their centers, yes, you do get all that interior defense, but look at the speed dropping away. It's not worth it. So I'm going to go 231 to be exact. Now, maximizing the arms, of course, look at that driving dunk. You are getting contact dunks on this build off rip. This is a pure defensive. This has no finishing in the pie chart, but it still gets contact dunks. Look at that standing dunk, 94. That's crazy. Now, my rebound is at 93, my offensive rebound is at 91. Now, we'll have a build on the Pro-Am court that runs Hoff floor general, Hoff defensive leader. That's going to get these stats even higher. You're going to have a 99 standing dunk at one point in the game with floor general and at 99. And then your defensive stats, your block, your rebounds, are both all going to be 99 as well. Now look at the speed. 82 speed for your center. +4 with the gym rack. +4 at 99. A 90 speed playing at center. Now this build is to set picks and guard picks. So look how quick this is going to be on defense. This is why this year I think a lot of Australian players in the ANZ community, Australian and New Zealand players I should say, they use specialist anchors and not a lot of corner players, but this year it's going to be corner. Because these builds are so overpowered, they have to set and guard because they're so quick. And I know a lot of people like their popping centers as well. They're still a viable option. I will have a video on one of those soon. But I think this is the best build, the best center build in the game. Trust me on this one. I know it's 6'8", but look at the vert. The vert's going to get into the 80s. You've got a crazy rebound stats. Like if you're boxing out, you're fine. You're going to be way quicker than those 7'3s if you're trying to beat them on offense as well with those hop steps, quick first step as well. And like I said, the free throw got to a 70. So, once again for Takeover, if you're playing Park, now this is where I would vary a bit. If your primary game mode is Park, I'd go Glass Takeover. You get bigger bodies, bigger screens when you get Glass Takeover. And I just think it's a better takeover in general because you get to know where the rebound's going to land. But in Pro-Am, I'm going to go Rim Protector because it allows you to spam square in the lane as much as you want and you don't lose takeover or go cold. Because you go cold when you have no takeover and you continually perform bad or spam square. So I'm going to go rim protecting for the purpose of this video, but this is the one where I'm allowing you to pick what you want for depending on what your primary game mode is. Still can be used in Pro-Am with glass, don't get me wrong, but just pick this based on your primary gameplay. I'm saying glass cleaning for Park, rim protecting for Pro-Am. So this build is called a glass cleaning finisher. Now, that was the exact same build as the pure lockdown that I showed you a couple of days as well, but that was also a Power 4 build just at 6'7". So you're gonna rock up with your center and your lock called the exact same. Players are gonna be confused as to who's the actual center, who's the actual lockdown. And don't get me wrong, if this is guarding, and this is in the pick and roll, you can just switch, you can just play sides. This can guard ball. Your 6'7" lock, he can then switch onto the center and play the anchor if he has to, and still guard inside. I'm worried for point guards. How are you going to score with a pure lock and a pure defensive, we could say paint beast, glass cleaning finisher? Crazy. See, it says shades of Dennis Rodman. You know how crazy he was in defense. So I'm going to go through again and show you the badges once again. Now this is going to be me picking these off the fly as well. Me selecting badges in this is not scripted. This is my thoughts as I'm selecting the badges. Yes, I've already gone through the build with the statistics and I've already got that in place, but for the badges, this is the first time I'm actually deciding what I'm going to put on this build. So you're going to see my train of thought as I'm selecting what builds. I'm actually going to put the camera over here today so we don't have to keep moving back and forward. So contact dunks. So we definitely want contact finisher. Fancy footwork, you can use bronze, which is all you really need, but I think it stuns them more, the player on defense, if you have a higher fancy footwork, but we will come back to that in a minute. Fancy footwork, slithery finisher, I want that gold. Now, these are the main badges. There's not a lot of finishing badges that you actually need in this game. So I'm going to go with a bronze Lob City finisher. Oh, I like consistent finisher. You probably thought to go gold on that, but I'm going to go with a silver. Relentless finisher, I'm going to put silver. Giant Slayer you don't need, unless you're playing Park and you're coming up against big centers, then put it on. But only if they're like 7'3" probably, because normally it was like 6 inches and above that actually affected that the most. So put back boss, you could also use that. I might use that silver. Pick and roller never really worked. I always believe that pick and roller should be the badge that allows you to roll quicker, but that's slippery off ball for some reason. So it is a bit, it's a bit weird in that sort of situation, unless the badge has changed a bit. Now, we didn't put hooks on our build, so we don't need deep hooks, whereas a lot of people might put hooks on their build, but for me, I don't really need post hook. Now, you can also do back down punisher. We are inside big, you might want to go with some back down punisher. So now I have spread these badges out quite a lot. I've only got 2 gold badges, but you know, I think there could be a lot of mashing in this game again. With some putback boss that's going to help you go back up. Relentless finisher. Well, you don't really need that as much. It reduces the fatigue effects. So you probably don't need that as much. It doesn't say that it helps you finish better under fatigue. It just says reduces the fatigue effects from continually finishing at the rim. So based on that description, do we need it? Let's go into more in-depth description here. Improves the player's ability to take a lot of contact by reducing the energy loss when attacking the rim for contact shots. So based on that description, you don't really need it. So I'm gonna take it off. And then we could go with the fancy footwork. Like I said, hop quick first step. Do we want to try gold? I said hop quick first step. Gold quick first step and gold fancy footwork. That could be glitchy. But if we do only need the bronze, we could go put back boss. We could even go Lob City finisher gold, but I don't think you need it. For this purpose of this video, I'm going to go with fancy footwork. I'd like to try fancy footwork at its highest this year and see if it is required. If not, I'll go back down to bronze and I'll put on something else. But this is what we're going to go with for the time being. I think this is the best layout to start the game with. We got that one shooting badge. Now, obviously what I just said before, that slippery off ball is the one that helps you roll better. It just allows you to move quicker. So people say, why would you need slippery off ball? But I found this out in the combine, the NBA 2K League combine of 2K20, that all the center builds had this badge on it. And before then, I didn't even think to put this on a big man build. But it just allows you, it says strengthens the player's ability to get open off ball. Now, this is what pick and roller should do, but the second you set the screen, you sort of stop for a second. Like it makes you freeze for a second, you can't move. But with slippery off ball, you set the screen, then you can roll straight away. So it allows you to do that. So you definitely want this badge because we're not shooting the ball anyway. So we're gonna go with slippery off ball. And then, like I said, I wanted to go a quick first step. Now there is options. We don't need needle threader. We don't need break starter. We've got max passing. People like bailout, but do I want silver quick first step for it? No. Just make the right play. Trust me, you don't need the bailout for an inside big. If you're if you're a smart player, you're making the right play, you do not need bailout. Trust me. Maybe if you're a shooter, yes, but definitely not for an inside big. Now, there also is, you could do unpluckable, but I don't think that's really an option for this build. I think quick first step definitely is the best badge here for our 3 points. Now, this is where it all gets to get a bit more interesting. 30 badges. We'll start with, oh no, that's box, sorry. Bronze box. That's all you need. That's all you needed last year. Hoff brick wall. Now I'm going to go with, because we're in the picks, we're not coming from the corner. I'd rather someone rotate, but you might need Hoff chase down. Let's just go bronze just for the minute. Intimidator, Hoff. Intercept, I'm going to go silver. Let's go rebound chaser, Hoff. There's a lot of badges here. Rim protector. It's really not as important as people think because it improves the ability to block shots, and it gives a boost to your teammates' takeovers as well, which is pretty cool. But I do like chase down Hoff too. Pogo stick Hoff, of course. you need at least silver if you're the anchor, but you might switch on to ball if you're playing sides. So I think you can go Hoff there. Now, we've got 2 left. We're not out of the corner. I think interceptor silver is enough. Like I said, you might switch on to ball, but only briefly. So I don't think you need your pick dodge or your pick pocket, because it's only if the lock gets in trouble, gets shacked, you push up, you guard him for the last 5 seconds of the shot clock, something like that. So I don't think you need pick dodge and pick pocket. I think that's going to be a waste. So I think I'm going to go, I'm going to take rim protector down to gold. I'm going to go chase down Hoff. You could take interceptor down, put that up, but you know, we'll go with interceptor at silver. And that's what I'm going to go with. I think that's a great layout for Pro-Am and for Park. I think this build is so good. This is the best center build in the game. 6'8". I know it's short, but I think it's going to be the wave. At least this is just for PS4. So the PS5, I play on the PS4, so I'm sorry if I'm neglecting you Xbox players, but for the Xbox as well. PS4, Xbox One, and then for the next gen, which comes out about 2.5 to 3 months after the launch of this game, it's going to be a different build system. So we have to go through this whole process again, and it might change. So these builds are strictly for this current gen version of the game. But I do appreciate you guys watching the video once again, coming through, and I appreciate it. If you guys could leave a like on the video, let me know what you think of the build as well. But from my personal opinion and what I've seen going through all the different builds, this is the best center build in NBA 2K21. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.